Hey Lou, what's going on?
It's January 1st, the first day of 2020, and I'm going surfing. I have a very small leftover east swell and west wind. And west wind here on Long Island is side shore at most places, so it's not ideal, but it kind of holds up the lefts a little bit. So hopefully I can get some like kind of fun steep lefts. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing today. One of my goals for 2020 is to develop paddle strength. So I'm gonna go out there, paddle around, and work on my endurance. This one left I had, it was kind of walling up, and I dropped in, grabbed rail, tried to get barreled on whatever little 6-inch barrel there was, and then what happened was like it backed off for a little bit, and then it actually sped up on the inside, and I was grabbing rail. It was kind of fun, trying to like stay in it with the wind like blowing me off of it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun today. Wind's good. Yeah, I'll take it for a 2-foot swell of like 8 seconds and side shore conditions. It's good. It always feels good when you get out there, even if the conditions aren't that good. Just, you know, gotta stay in shape. It's New Year's Day, new decade, 2020, January 1st. So yeah, couldn't ask for a better way to start the new year, and Happy New Year to everyone out there. Hope you guys are working on your goals. One of my goals is paddle strength, so I'm trying to increase my paddle strength right now. Working on it and getting better. Alright, let's get out of here. That was fun. I actually had a good time.
Cool. It looked like you were having a good time.
Yeah.
You're saying all slabs, what's this now?
So not all slabs are super dangerous, in my opinion. For it to be like a slab, it has to be like a rock slab of like granite, or basically a slab of rock, like a flat rock, and it has to come out of deep water and break on really shallow water for it to be a slab. I really wouldn't call like a shore break a slab, even though people say like, oh, like shore break slabs or something, because that's just hitting sand. And like when waves come into sand, in my opinion and in my experience, it's more of like they come in and they land in different spots. Like you don't know where the peak is gonna fall, but on a true slab, you know exactly where the wave's gonna break every time, and it kind of will suck up more. Like there'll be more of a, you know, it's a steeper wave obviously, but for it to be like a true slab, it really needs to break in the same spot and like be really heavy, I guess. Those are the two things I would say. And for it to be rock bottom. like, you know, your picture perfect slab, like something like the Right or Ship Stearns or something. It's just a flat rock. It comes out of super deep water and just unloads right on this shallow rock. Like how I like to surf those is like on maybe on like the back end of a swell, like a longer period, and you know, you don't want to set like every 30 seconds coming in, because then it's, you know, you want to be able to set up, know where you're taking off, know where it's going to break. So I would kind of prefer like a longer period, maybe towards the end of the swell after it's been cleaned up for a while. And yeah, that's probably like the best, like to surf a slab would be end of the swell, longer period, and you know, whether or not you want it offshore, like yeah, you obviously want like offshore winds.
Talk about soft sand.
Yeah, so like sand I feel like has a little bit of give to it, or like when there's big boulders, that's not really a slab, even though slabs can have like boulders around them. When there's big boulders, like something, or like, you know, rock bottom, like out of Trestles or something, like the Church by Trestles. I mean, lower Trestles obviously are really a good surf wave, but something like Ditch Plains out in Montauk, or down in like Wildwood Crest. One's sand, one's rock, but there isn't really a crazy depth change, so the wave's kind of slower and rolls in. Yeah, but like a slab, it's definitely going to be hitting from really deep water and just unloading on shallow water. And you know, it doesn't have to be dangerous, because you can be like a channel right next to it, and you can know where you're taking off. It's the reason why they'd be like unforgiving, and you know, why you could get injured, is because it's not like you're hitting sand. You're hitting like rock. You're hitting hard rock, or you're not even hitting boulders where you can kind of like slide around them or something. Like you're landing on like a sheet of rock, kind of like a concrete bottom or something. We were just talking about slabs right now because some of our friends are up north surfing some slabs up there, and it's got me reminiscing on some of the times I've surfed slabs and my short experience with them.
Top 3 things about slabs?
The number one thing about slabs is you have to be at a pretty advanced level of surfing, I would say, to surf them. Even though I wouldn't call myself a super advanced surfer or a professional, you definitely want to be, you know, in shape and like, you know how to take off when it's steep. Whether or not you can, you know, rip it up and throw crazy moves. If you're surfing a slab, the number one thing you got to be able to do is take off when it's really steep, take off late possibly, and, you know, make the wave. Second best thing about slabs is that you know exactly where the wave's going to break. So it's, you know, breaks in one spot, so you can kind of, you don't have to be like, you know, it's not like Ocean Beach, California, where you're paddling out, you know, a half a mile and you don't know where the sets are breaking. Like you normally at a slab, there's a channel, and you can paddle out in the channel, paddle out with dry hair, get to where you're gonna surf, and then take off from there. The third thing that I like about them is just they're super unique. And you know, it's like so different. Like, you know, where I'm from on Long Island, we don't really have any slabs. We have sand bottom everywhere. 90% of our coastline is sand bottom, so if you're in Long Island, you're normally surfing a beach break of some sorts, maybe with some jetties thrown in. And yeah, we get some like heavy shore break, or like down in Jersey, there's super heavy shore break. And that like a heavy wave happens for the same reason. When we have really deep water, wave coming out of deep water and hitting shallow water. So obviously, like, you know, New Jersey gets super heavy, North Carolina, same thing. But yeah, that's what I like about slabs, is they're just unique, and I like surfing up in New England, and New England has a few.
And then what's the hidden, never talked about benefit of a slab?
The hidden benefit to surfing a slab is it gets your surfing a lot better. You improve as a surfer, surfing this wave that there's only one spot you can take off in. You really just need to know, you really have to learn about like reading the wave and how to surf it. And yeah, it's the first time I surfed a slab, I was up in New England, I was with Lindsay, and I had no idea what to expect.
All right, we're out here. How are you feeling?
It looks like there's a little wave. It's a little smaller than we expected, but it looks manageable. And you know, for the first time surfing a slab, like, I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna suit up and I'll be out there.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. it was similar to surfing like some shore break, maybe in Jersey or something like that, but it really got my surfing a lot better because it kind of like forced me to learn how to take off steep. You know, the bottom of the wave can have like can be a right angle and have these ledges to it. And it taught me like kind of what board I needed to ride to. Like I was riding a 7.0, the 7.0 Black Beauty, which has pretty straight rocker for a step up because it's meant for doing big turns on like big open faces. And I was surfing at like a head high slab with super steep, you know, and kind of was nose diving a little bit maybe. The benefit of surfing a slab is it just gets you better at your timing, your takeoff, and, you know, pretty much all of that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's good.